Good evening, welcome to the shed. So tonight I'm going to give you a bit of a roundup on the bench, which is now finished. Going to be a sort of warts and all the things that went well. To be honest, it went pretty well all round, but there's a few things which I didn't get quite right, but that's okay. But I'm going to show you them anyway. Yeah, so without further ado, let's go and have a look. Okay, let's talk about the bench top first. As you can see, I've been doing some planing just for the fun of it. Okay, so the bench top, really happy with that. I like the effect of the plies being visible. I think it looks really nice. As far as things that didn't go quite so well, I've got one or two little marks, some which are from the wood itself, which is fine, and some which are cut marks. So there's one at this end, I don't know if you can see that, but it's just there. In fact, let's zoom in on that. Yeah, so you can see this mark here. That is actually my saw that's done that. So I must have been slightly off skew, and I've got a bit of a burn on the wood. I think that's me and not the supplier. So it's got a slight indentation there, and I didn't bother to take it all the way back down to that to get rid of that. I'm okay with that. I like the texture. I like it's, you know, it is a workbench, and things are going to get dented and bashed. Okay, so here I've got a little piece of overlap there, and that again is just slightly raised there, but I am going to fix that at some point when I feel in the mood, because that's easy to fix. I can plane that very slightly and refinish it. Apart from that, really lovely and flat, really nice. So where the wellboard joins onto the apron, I left it quite proud at the top, and also quite proud over here. I left about 1/8 of an inch, which was far too much. I should have sneaked up on it and taken it down. So then what happened was I got the plane out and I started using the scrub plane, which was fine along the long piece. But when I put it onto the shorter pieces here, I damaged the end of the ply. Basically, it was just too much. So I've got a bit of damage there, and I've also got another piece there. I'm okay with that because I'm going to put a drawer in here at some point, or some kind of tray, so it's not going to be visible. This bit, I might just sand that down slightly, but I'm okay with it, it's fine. On a similar note, you may remember in one of the videos I said that these screws weren't going to be visible. Obviously they are, and I didn't realise it. So I can either cover those up with a piece of thin ply, or, as I say, if I put a drawer in here, or a tool rack or something, they're not going to be visible, so that's not a problem. So this is the bolt that I had a bit of trouble with. Basically, I got my hole slightly at an angle, and it didn't go in particularly straight. I've straightened it up a bit by reaming out the hole, but I could improve that if I need to. It means that the bolt head on the other side, which is the invisible side, is slightly proud at the bottom, so it is slightly off skew. I'll show you this side here. This is what it's supposed to look like, so nice and tight and snug. Okay, let's show you some good stuff. So the roundovers on the edge of these tenons look really good. Very happy with those. Think it was worth doing that. I know it's a bit of fanciness, doesn't have to be like that, but it looks really good. So yeah, really went well. The leg build was really good. Very happy with that. The other thing I really like is the finish. I was not sure about a water-based finish because it sounds like, it's made of water, it's not going to last very long, but it actually looks like it's really come out nicely. I may give it another coat. It's got 3 coats on the top and at least 2 everywhere else, but I think it might be worth giving it one more coat. So somehow I managed to lose the footage on the Vise, so it's the next day. Also, I noticed when I did my slow motion for the planing, which I won't show you, the lights cause some kind of interference. You get a flicker, so I thought I'd do that in daylight. So that's what I'm doing now. So the Vise, very happy with that, obviously. I paid £70 for this. And I'm going to bring you in closer. Okay, so this is the Vise as fitted. I've been using it, just messing around, doing planing odd bits of wood, and it is lovely. I mean, it is rock solid. Obviously that's the acid test of whether your bench is any good if you can plane stuff. So I have used candle wax or paraffin wax on the rods going through the vise, and you can see that's pretty smooth now. And also I also tightened up the spring. When I first did it, the spring was too loose on the quick release. It wasn't dropping back in properly, so I fixed that. It's pretty rock solid now, so I can put my piece of wood in here, which I've been planing quite a lot, so it's getting a bit narrow now. Cinch that up tight, and then we'll do the acid test, which is planing a bit of wood. So this is the record number 5, which is my current favourite. Sorry, you can't really see much of that, but let's do a different angle. So you can see the bench is rock solid. The vise is rock solid. My bit of wood's got a bit of play in it, but that's fair enough. Let's try and do one where you can actually see the shaving. And again. Nothing wrong with that, is there? Stanley number 4. Everybody's favourite plane. There you go. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? Also, another thing that when I was building it, I was worried that it was too high, but now it's all set up and ready. That is the perfect height for planing wood. So Mr. Seller's got it right on that one. He should know what he's talking about. Okay. Let's do a slow motion shot now with natural light. Okay, so yeah, very happy obviously. Now I've got to make some stuff. I do have some plans for some projects. Quite a few of them are really just sort of practical stuff, like I need a drawer for this this bench here and for there as well, just to get the shed, you know, make use of my available space. So that'll be coming up. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do first, but like most of these woodworkers, I'm going to end up making stuff for my shed and never actually doing any woodwork. But I'll do my best. Okay, so let's talk about costs. I used Baltic birch ply. The best grade I could get was BB. I should have used B/BB, but they didn't have that, or it's not available in this country. That cost me 208 quid for the wood, 208 pounds. That's about $175, something like that. And I managed it with 3 sheets. That's 2. That's 3. I managed it with 3 sheets. I was worried that I was going to have, you know, make a cock up and have to go and buy another one, which would have blown my budget. But I've still got a few bits left over as well, so I did okay on that. So 208 for that. Glue, I spent about a tenner on. Varnish, a tenner. Bolts, 3 or 4 quid. Screws, about a tenner. So what's that? Let's call it 300 quid, 300 pounds, about $270 for the whole thing, which is not bad really. Obviously you could upgrade it if you wanted to. I suppose you could make a bench top out of a bit of oak or whatever you've got lying around. You could use reclaimed boards If you can get them cheaper, they're probably just as expensive actually. But anyway, you know, old floorboards or whatever you've got. So you don't have to use this. The beauty of this is the ply is 13 ply rather than sort of 9 ply, so you don't get the big voids in it. Yeah, so for £300, I've built myself a bench. I'm up and running. I think that's pretty cool. I built it myself as well. This is the first thing I've ever built of my own that's not been a bit of a bodge. So I'm pretty happy with myself. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, so thanks very much for watching. I will link to the playlist. If you haven't seen the other videos, then please go back and do that. Yes, I'll link to that there. You can subscribe down below. And then you can look forward to some new projects, some real woodwork coming up soon. Thanks very much for watching. See you soon.